Our group spoke with educators in La Crosse to see how mental health is being addressed in elementary schools. Through these conversations, we examined barriers that low-income families may face when seeking mental health services.
I think that one of the biggest challenges about mental health is that it's not always visible. It's not like checking a box on an enrollment form. It's not like a piece of demographic data that we necessarily collect. But we work really hard as a staff to look beyond the expressed behavior is like the tip of the iceberg, and all behavior is communication. So we have to dive deep underneath that. And part of that is being patient to see that, because it's easy to say, oh, they're being disrespectful because they're being loud and not listening and running around. So part of it is being patient to look past that tip of the iceberg, that expressed behavior. Part of it is getting to know the child and their unique situation, getting to know their strengths, their interests, to be able to know what kind of is going to help and hook them. And part of it is having a good toolbox of strategies to help them reset when they are dysregulated. This school has a much higher percentage of students who come from low income and trauma exposed backgrounds. And it's not a secret. Everybody's aware of it, and we are working hard to address it reactively and proactively. The staff are fantastic, and they are they're very realistic about the challenges that these students and families face, and a lot of that is some systemic oppression from our systems. And so staff are very understanding and real, and they use that to inform their practices without lowering their expectations for students. We like to say around here, always a factor, never an excuse.
Yeah, so for the kids who do have the mental health challenges, it's pretty obvious. Just like with any illness they may have, if they're trying to take care of some problem or some issue, within their own mind or within their body, it's really hard to attend to the academic things that happen in school. Number one is just access to appropriate, mental health care. Whether that's through a private counselor or going through their clinic. So just having access, so that could be, just having the appropriate health insurance. The cost of that, the whole process itself can be very confusing too. Just knowing who to call. There are studies that show that there's a link between the mental health of caregivers and also with, the children who live in the home too.
Just like what we are doing here with our community school efforts. It's being creative, looking outside of the box, being real about what the issues are, and being accountable as a system, as a school system. In my role as the community school coordinator is to keep seeking those resources and building those relationships and partnerships with various stakeholders to make that happen. All works together very well, and everybody talks and listens and shares ideas, shares resources somebody might know from somewhere else, and then, as a connector, I can help make it happen here.
Based on our conversations with La Crosse educators, there are still unmet needs in the mental health of children. While there are steps to be taken locally throughout La Crosse schools, the biggest impact must come from systematic changes to eliminate barriers based on race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and others. Locally, we recommend collaborating with local organizations and resources to help students in need.